that? That's cool.
And if you can find the live preview on the TV, Harrison. Yeah.
That's one of the videos we have on. Like, so we did a cocktail series. I do some cocktails here.
Yeah.
And then he
so
does
cool.
popsicles with alcohol.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And then Harrison does also video tutorials.
Yeah.
That's his thing. He does
Of like what?
like
For like filming and like camera stuff, like tutorials on how to become like a better filmer and stuff like that.
Cool.
That's awesome. More people could benefit from that.
I need that.
I think, yeah, like and there's
Camera
some
skills.
doing it on YouTube right now, I think, as well. Yeah, no, it's a good thing for sure. For sure, yeah. Okay. Yeah, share it on yours.
Whoa, that's really big.
Okay, so good thing is, don't worry about up here. We'll
Don't look at
yeah,
that.
don't worry about
Don't
up
worry
here.
about it,
We'll
yeah.
keep track of like if there's comments or if there's people.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Not even to check my hair. I'm just kidding.
I'll do it, yeah.
So I can tell like it's a little behind, a little bit
Yes,
behind.
and that's why you can get
That's cool.
totally lost in it.
Yeah.
You're, like retroactively trying to see yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Right.
I'm not looking at it. It's really distracting.
It is really distracting.
I get distracted easily too. So.
Yes, you just want to mic up.
It's just like,
And then you look up there and you're like, that's what I looked like 30 seconds
what we
ago?
look
Like, why?
That's true.
Oh,
It's real life
okay.
here.
Don't
You
look
wanna
at
go
it.
intro? Say hi to whoever is watching, and then I'll start sharing it.
Okay, what's up, everybody? You are now tuned into Society at 322 with special guests Don Lamb and Clara Shipp. And welcome.
thanks for having us, Jesse.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So there's going to be a little like title roll here.
Okay.
And then Harrison will give us the okay when she comes back.
There's a little bit of what.
So do you edit on the go, or is
No,
that like
it'll be a post.
later?
So we're good to go.
Sweet.
Okay, welcome everyone. So today we're switching up topics. It's all about fitness. So we brought in some fitness professionals here that live it daily. This is a cool topic. I think everyone's really interested in fitness. Instagram is like built for fitness right now. And I think that's a reflection in your guys' reach and how you're doing online versus almost every other industry.
Yeah.
I think people enjoy looking at fit, attractive people, so you guys got that going for you. Whereas us, so as you'll notice, we have water.
You can tell by the drink.
here. Yeah, we have to stay true to our local enthusiasts, our friends at Red Collar and Monty Creek. But
Well, I want to say thank you guys for being here. That's
Thanks
something
for
you
having
guys
us, guys.
were quick to answer. It was on the spot. You said yes, which was really cool.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's exciting. What we're trying to do here is bring more industries, more topics, everything from Kamloops to start. The idea is there's so much going on that people don't know, and I don't understand how people don't see Kamloops. People are I'm not from here, I'm from Mexico.
Yeah.
Moved here 6 years ago, and the amount of things you can do and you can share in Kamloops, it's incredible. That's why we want to bring you guys on. You know the fitness industry, you know the gyms, I know you are. I follow you guys on Instagram, Facebook. So I know you guys would know what you were talking about.
Awesome.
And you guys are, like I want to say, number ones on what you do and in this city.
yeah, so this is just like a reflection. I think Kamloops has a lot of incredible people, a lot of leaders, and this is trying to just bring a little highlight to that, and also to try and inspire those who are trying to be where, let's say, you guys are, or, in your fitness journey. Kind of drive some tidbits of information or tips.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it I know comes down to just hard work, but there are certain things I'm sure you can pick up along the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Louise is the guy that does all the research. So Louise, you got a question for these?
Yeah, well, at first, like, I've read a little bit of like what you guys have done, a few interviews that you have answered, questions. I want to ask you guys for your story. How did it start? When did it start? Just a little bit about that.
Okay.
Want to
Yeah.
go first? Like,
You want to go first?
First.
Okay. Sure. So, yeah, I kind of started my fitness journey about 9 years ago, maybe 9.5 years ago from now. And I basically started, I was inspired by my cousins. So prior to that, you know, I've always been interested in, you know, getting stronger. You know, growing up watching movies, and, you know, just always looking at the magazines and seeing like Arnold Schwarzenegger and like wanting to achieve that look. So, you know, growing up, I wasn't the biggest guy around. So when my cousins started getting into fitness, I saw the results immediately. I think they were in the gym for about maybe 6 months, and the results that they were getting from just, you know, going to the gym every single day, that really inspired me to like try it myself. So pretty much when I got to university, I started training every single day, and I got hooked because it was about probably 3 or 4 weeks in, I started seeing my own results, and that really motivated me to keep going. So pretty much I kept lifting throughout university. Is something that I always looked forward to every single day. And yeah, about 5 years later, I decided I'd enter my first men's physique competition. And yeah, there's a couple guys in town that decided to do men's physique the year prior to when I did it, and that really inspired me. So a couple guys in Kamloops that decided to give it a go, and that was Dees Watson, Shane Evans, and Josh. I can't remember Josh's last name, but those 3 guys really got me going, and basically from there, that's kind of how my competition journey started.
okay, let's just jump into Clara. I
Yeah.
want to guys.
Yeah, let's
'cause I know there's
there's more to that, but like
Yeah.
let's
No, I want to.
You could honestly just talk
I could probably talk on and on.
forever.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. No, I want you guys jump in, and I know because I know that it goes by steps. Like it goes from getting there to becoming
Absolutely.
trainers to getting your businesses. So, like I want to keep it where it
Absolutely.
goes that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I want to hear what yours is. Like where do you start? How do you start?
So for me, I always played competitive sports growing up in high school. Was very like active all my life. And then when I graduated high school and went into my first year of university, I stopped playing competitive sports and I kind of lost my outlet. So I knew that I still wanted to be active in some way, but I wasn't playing on any team sports anymore. I was away from home, and I just needed something to do. So that's when I very first went to the gym, and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, like most people probably. So it's nice now being able to say that like I was where you were for some of my clients if they've never trained before or never been in the gym atmosphere. So I trained for probably 2 years just on my own with my own research, having no really idea what I was doing. I would see someone do something at the gym and then I would kind of just follow them around and do the same thing. And then from there, I met my current boyfriend now, and he was also very into fitness and working out, and together we kind of found passion for it, and then through that we decided to do our first fitness competition together, and that was also in part inspired by previous competitors from Kamloops like Don, and the names that he mentioned. And then from there it's kind of just been 2 years of realizing kind of where I want to go in life and the impact that I want to make on the people that I work with through sharing my own journey and what I go through daily.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys both went to university. Was it for anything athletic based?
No, and
No.
that's the strangest thing because, you know, like you go through, this is from my perspective, is you graduate high school, and from my background, my parents always wanted me to go to university and I, you know, make a good career and just like live life. And so I kind of went through those motions, and I found myself just, you know, putting myself in things that I didn't really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to university. I went to TRU. I enrolled myself in Bachelor of Business, and I did 5 years there in business. I got a double major in HR and marketing, and I actually ended up working in HR for 4 years. The entire time, I've always kind of like, you know, felt like my real passion was in fitness, but it was such a struggle to really break through there. And yeah, it was a constant struggle every single day, waking up and realizing, it's like, is this really what I want to do in life? Even though my job was comfortable, it was really hard to be honest with myself until I just had the courage to do so.
Yeah. And yourself? You went to school?
Yeah, for me, so I went to university, and I have been a server like forever. So I decided to go into tourism management, the tourism management program at TRU, and I actually ended with a double minor in entrepreneurship and human resources. But honestly, throughout my entire university career, it was kind of the same thing as Dawn. My parents were just, after high school, you're going to university, and that's kind of just the way it is. So through my whole time in university, I wasn't really passionate about it. I was doing it, and when I graduated, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to work in hospitality, but I know that I want to serve people in some way, just through a different route.
Right. This is like the complete opposite of my, I got a degree in kin, I have my
Yeah.
personal cert and yoga cert, and then I'm like, you know, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, complete opposite.
They say
Brett,
that you change your career path before you're 30, like multiple times,
Okay.
though,
So
before
it
you
makes
find
sense.
something.
Yeah. Cool.
That makes a lot of sense, and it's cool that it's similar stories. Like it's what I want to jump is like onto you as entrepreneurs. You guys have started your business. Before we jump into what happened or how it became, how you grew up, what was the initial thought of you going into this? Like, what do you think? What do you like? The way I met Jesse, like we known each other for a few years by working. I'm a bartender, and I used to see him at events. And he's a DJ. He has like his DJ company. And I see him. I used to see him all the time. So we would chat like quickly.
Yeah.
And then one day, part of it, my sister had some music-related questions that wanted to relate to him. I was like, oh, I know who to talk. Like, let's go with Jesse. And then in the process, I was like, I'm opening my own business and working on different things that will happen soon. Like, I want to talk to someone in town that went through that process. I went, sit down, talk to him. What's your experience? What's the fear? What's the start of like that line where, okay, I want to do my own thing, and you went and did it?
Yeah, for me, I was actually working in my previous job when I had the idea. I kind of already was doing this as a hobby on the side, so I knew that potentially, like, all I needed to do was dedicate more time to it. But when you work a 40-hour job per week, it's really hard to find time, you know, after work on the weekends. But you're trying to make time for all these other things in your life. So when I was in my previous job, I was actually in a maternity leave, and it was coming to an end. So my only option at that point was I either look for another job in HR, or, you know, I try and make this thing work. And with my current situation, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of things holding me back from doing it. And the thing that I thought about is, well, I just give it a shot now, and if it works, then that's great. If it doesn't work, I can always go back. There's nothing wrong with giving something a shot, and then if you fail, you still learn from your experiences. So that's what I did. I decided I'm gonna give this thing that I do part-time as a hobby my all and dedicate all my hours to it. And basically when my job came to an end, that's when I just went head first and made sure I was doing everything I needed to do. And that's how I kind of got into it. But I've also had a lot of help from programs in the community. Shout out to Community Futures. They have been there from the beginning, from when I wanted to start my business. They basically are a program which helps sets up entrepreneurs for success. They help you create your business plan, and you know, in the middle of it, if you need financial supports, they're there for you. So they've been a really big help, and I'm actually still going through the program this year. So it's just been kind of a blessing to have them along the side. Yeah,
That's amazing, because like that's another thing that Kamloops offer, and I know that Kamloops eats that, and people don't see that. So it's like so cool to hear. I mean, we're here. We're here to share that, to be part of it. What about you, Clara?
Yeah.
So for me, when I graduated university, I immediately knew that that's not what I wanted to do. So I was getting my personal training certification and still serving full-time, which was amazing, got me through school and helped get me to where I am today. And then during that process is when I started looking to do my second fitness competition, and my boyfriend and I reached out to Don because we'd heard really good things about his training and about his coaching methods, and then started working with him, and that was honestly life-changing for both of us, and it was really amazing because through that prep with Don coaching us, we learned not only things that will last us the rest of our lives, but we also gained friends in Don and his girlfriend. So that was really cool. And then it was awesome because during that time, while I was getting my certification, I started training clients in person at a couple of gyms around town, and Don was doing online training, and he was like, he kind of gave me the push that I needed, because it's really scary to put yourself out there and to kind of take that leap, because it's like, well, people don't know me, like who's gonna want to train with me online, like they don't know me or whatever, right? And it was kind of Don who was like, you just have to do it, like you just have to put yourself out there and do it. So a lot of my business and beginnings of it were kind of just jumping right into it and being like, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I was really lucky to have him the whole time helping me. And so I'm like super thankful for you for helping me with that. And even still today, whenever I have questions or anything like that, like I have a mentor to help me. And I think that's one thing that I really love about community, and like with us, with the fitness community, like it's never competition. It's always about helping each other build and grow.
That's
kind of like the motto in the studio is community over competition, all while using competition to like fuel your progress, if that's something you need. I'm curious to know, you guys you both do training online. How important has social media been for that, or is that like a main proponent, or like what avenues do you use to find clients online?
I think social media for me has been like 100%, because first of all, I mean, other than word of mouth, advertising is really expensive, and I never really do any like print advertising.
It doesn't work.
No, and I think these days social media has such an impact and how you can reach other people in a short amount of time. People will just get to know you through your social media. I know Clara, she does a really good job with her social media. She's always posting. She's always posting videos on her story and building that connection.
You know what I'm
with her
doing every
following.
5 minutes. Just check my story.
There's
Yeah.
no privacy in
Well,
it.
that's what we're curious when Dawn, you were late a bit, and so we're like, so what? I wonder if
what's he
he's
up to?
storyboarding this.
Yeah.
It's like eating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So social.
Social
Social
media,
media.
100%.
And like, do you utilize hashtags, or like, how do you find the best way to expand your reach?
I think that's honestly by posting high quality content daily and consistently. And when people reach out to you, engage with them.
Yeah.
You know, follow back. We'll see what else we'll see what else people are up to. Just be open to answering questions if anybody ever asks.
Yeah.
Hashtags, I don't know, like I'll hashtag stuff just because I think it's good to categorize your post in under certain hashtags, but
Right.
I don't utilize hashtags to reach people. I don't.
Must
Maybe
have
I'm not doing it right,
engagement, or-
but I'm just trying to be more consistent and trying to post quality content.
Right.
Yeah.
I've noticed like sometimes you guys will be in one another's photos if it's for supplements or sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you used that, or do you find that there's a lot of opportunity for growth cross-platform almost, or cross
Yeah, for sure.
promoting one another?
Yeah. Yeah, like if I post a photo with Don or something and tag him in it, then people generally will visit his page.
Yeah.
So connections and like collaborations like that are really cool as well. And then for me, it's just kind of building a sense of community with my followers. So I like to, obviously, like Don said, interact with all of my followers. So I reply to every message. I comment on my followers' photos. And it's just building that sense of trust and just getting to know the people that you're following, right?
I'm sure that supporting other people, because
Yeah.
like the fitness journey, the more support you have,
Exactly.
it's like the bigger you are, the stronger you are, it seems. For a lot of people, at least in my fitness journey, when I was training, being the hand that supports someone, whether it be in person or online, is like, it also helps with accountability, which I know is a huge thing just to keep on that progressive state.
Yeah, that's huge for people, and I think that social media has really allowed people to be held more accountable throughout the day, right? Because yes, you're in the gym for like 1 or 2 hours, but it really matters what you do the other 23 hours of the day. That's going to make or break your success. So as a personal trainer, with my in-person clients, I see them for 1 hour a day, right? And then the other 23 hours of the day, they can kind of choose what they want to do. Whereas with online training, you get to interact with that person. If they have a question, they can ask you. Maybe the person's going through a tough time or having a tough day, and then they watch your story and see you working out or going to the gym.
That's what
Yeah.
pushed them.
And that'll push
Yeah.
them, yeah. So it's just a really cool way to connect with your clients or with our
I
clients.
know I felt like I needed to do some like bicep curls before you guys showed up, because I knew you were showing slowly.
I knew Don wasn't going to be wearing a shirt, so I put mine on.
I put a t-shirt on today. That's weird.
Yeah.
I noticed, but hey, like your Instagram, holy shit, man, it's like it's something to behold for sure.
Yeah, and I saw that you're really careful with what you post. You post like what I can see that you post the pictures that you like.
And I
Yeah.
think that's like quality content
That's
when
quality
it comes
content.
down to it.
I think you are so constant. Like it's so constant. You have one almost every day. Like I see it, and I went through it. Like I stalk you guys a lot. Like right now, like it was
Honestly,
it was like,
speak.
not even a daily basis, but like yeah, I was like okay, I'm gonna research you guys,
Yeah.
which leads me to this question: what's up with donuts? Like,
Hey, donuts is
Donuts.
super
like
popular.
you go there,
Donuts.
and I've seen your stories before.
Yeah.
And donuts is the one thing that after a competition I saw it with you.
Yeah.
I saw a few pictures with you. But before that, what's the deal with that? What?
You know what? Like donuts. Like I think
Your cups.
you know there's a couple places in town to get your donuts, and then in Vancouver, they've
Yeah.
got their donut
Okay.
donutiers.
Donutiers, I don't know that was a thing. Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. People like watching fit people eat food.
Yeah, and
So-
good-looking food too.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like the way that my Instagram comes across, I like to throw the donuts in. I like to throw food in. I like to throw junk food in because it ain't boring. You know, if you see me eating fish, broccoli, and brown rice all the time, which I mean, like I don't really eat a lot of fish, but I do eat a lot of nutrient-rich foods,
Okay.
which are like your typical boring foods.
Yeah.
I do eat those throughout the day, but I mean,
You have your cheat meals.
I still throw in fun foods like that right now daily, but even throughout prep, like I'm always trying to mix it up and keep it interesting, and that's what I think we both do a really good job at, is showing what's possible, and it doesn't have to be like the old school way of dieting down. Like there's so much research out there now that shows what really matters in, you know, achieving your goal. So if it's leaning down, it's just being in a calorie deficit, and it doesn't really matter so much about what foods you're eating as long as they fit within your diet. So when we eat things like donuts or cereal and we showcase it, yeah, like that might be like a one snippet of the day, but it's cool to see that that's what's possible
Yeah.
with how you can build your nutrition program.
And do you guys both implement nutritional programs within your workout programs?
Absolutely.
And do you do that in-house? Like, is that your guys' own formulas, or?
Yeah, it's a custom built nutrition program. So the way I do it is, you know, you take a look at what the client enjoys eating, because that's the most important thing. If you love what you eat, you're more likely to stick to your diet.
The
So-
best diet is the one that you don't feel like you're on too,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is super important.
Yeah.
So basically, you take a look at what the client likes to eat, you know, their current stats, like their weight, their height, how active they are, and then depending on what their goal is, you can implement those sorts of foods into their diet.
Word?
That's where the magic is.
Food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys don't want to see fit people eat chicken and broccoli all day.
All day, yeah.
No one
That
wants
would
to
get an
see pictures
unfollow.
of salads.
Yeah.
That's boring.
It's like the whole meal prep that is just like rice, broccoli.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. It makes sense to me.
And I
Yeah.
think for you guys too, like you guys are at a higher level, which I'm sure a lot of clients aren't necessarily looking to compete. They're just looking to like be more fit or live a more fit,
Yeah.
active
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing that I think is really important too, is that yes, social media is super amazing, but it can also be a little bit of a downfall if you use it to compare yourself and your journey
Someone
to others, right? And that's why I always like to say, like, your journey is yours, and you can never compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10
That's
necessarily,
exactly the quote I
right?
was thinking about.
Yeah, like now we both know how to implement foods like cereal and donuts and treats into our diet, and still be able to maintain a body that we're happy with year round. But for someone first starting out, they might need to learn healthy lifestyle habits, what proper nutrition looks like, what protein is, what carbs are, what fats are, and what their roles play in your body before they can have a donut a day and still be able to look great year round or something like that, right? And then there's also the fact that a lot of clients, their primary goal is fat loss,
Yeah.
right? So that's a lot different than our goals might be right now. Maybe our goal is that when we're cutting for a show, and then when we're not, or when we're trying to build, we're actually focusing on increasing our calories and eating more calories to build lean muscle for the next time that we cut down for a show, right? So it's just important to focus on what you're doing in your own journey, and use social media as a way to gain inspiration and learn from others, while not letting it like dictate your own feelings on
what
your
you
own
should look or
progress.
what should, More about what's for you. What's
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure anyone and everyone looks at Dawn's abs and are like, I want those abs. How does he eat donuts and get those abs?
While we're sitting here, I'm thinking like this show would get so many more views, Dawn, if you just took off your shirt right now.
Right?
Like, you screamed, oh my god.
Yeah. But I think that it's important not to discredit like the years of work that like Dawn put in
No doubt.
to be able to achieve that physique, right? So
No, and it's cool because I can see you guys bringing all the effort, like the lifestyle that you live, you put it into your business. And I see it, like I went, same thing, when you do your websites and you can see the effort and the work. And you didn't build it in one day. Like I can see that you guys put effort, you guys put time, and it's,
I'm just laughing at how you forced me to make my website. Dawn actually started my website for me. He bought my domain and said, "This is your website now. Build it." And then I was like, "Oh gosh, what are we doing?"
You have no choice.
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it. Like you need people like that around you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's,
And I think that's what the fitness community isn't unlike other communities in Kamloops, but
Yeah.
like the support systems there and like people that are at certain levels, I think are more open than in other industries that might be more secretive or like less likely
Yeah.
to lend a helping hand. It seems like.
Totally. I think the fitness industry, they're really open to helping people out. Like when you see people struggle in the gym, it's just like, oh, like I want to help this person out, but at the same time, you're like, oh, you don't want to be like
Offend
that
them.
Yeah,
coach,
right.
you know?
Yeah, this is what you should
So
do,
it's like
yeah.
that little balancing act that you have to do. But I mean, like, I think what you learn from the gym, you can apply to other areas in life, and like growing in the gym, same with growing in life, like always like pushing each other and supporting each other and just motivating people to really achieve what they want to achieve in life. Like my mission is to always help people see the true potential and help them get there. So if they can, figure what they want to do out in life, like I would love to help them get there no matter what.
Right. Respect. I'm still caught up on you buying that post.
Domain for
yeah,
her.
that's tight.
ClaraShippFitness.com.
I actually got an
there you go.
email the other day that was like, your domain
Is about to
expire.
expire.
And I was like, gonna text Dawn, like, what do I do? Does my website shut down if it doesn't? Like, what's going on? But I'm getting better at it, the technology thing.
Is it still on your credit card? Or? What do I do?
No, I think he has my credit card information though, so.
Cha-ching.
that's it. That's how he grew his business.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna tell you, like, when it comes to fitness, something that for me, I've always been really active. I played football when I was in high school, and I've always played soccer, and I've always liked it. I always wanted to go into the gym, and I was like, back home in Mexico, like, okay, I'm gonna go to a gym, but it was always on my own, and it was always so expensive. And back home, it used to be that you needed to pay a whole year in advance. It was just like, man, like I don't want to be
Committed?
Yeah, so it's like I don't want to be tied to that. When I was like in high school, and then I moved here, and I started going to DCC, which is month to month.
Yeah.
And I would just go into the treadmill, and that's what I used it for. I was playing basketball every day in the courts. And the one thing is the one moment where I changed. I used to weigh 116 pounds when I got here. Like it was like crazy. And I saw this lady. She's probably right now like 70 something. She goes to DCC, and that lady used to do like her dumbbells. I'm like, I'm here just pretending like I'm sweating. And that's the one thing that I remember. I was like, okay, after here, like I've been on and off after my first 2-3 years. I remember, like I used to go, like I got fit. I grew. For the first time in like 7 years, I gained weight. Like when I was 21, finally started growing on weight.
Right.
And it was through different things that I changed, but I thought it was going to the gym and building, and that my body started developing.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice. I thought I don't know. Like, I know it's more about committing, and right now it's like I'm committed to other things that,
Yeah.
which it comes like eventually. Like, I know that in the next few months, I'm gonna be like, okay, I know that I'm going to Mexico in 6 months, and I'm gonna be at the beach, and I don't want to be. and it's Christmas. I go back home. It's Mexico, and I just have like 1 month of eating tacos, greasy food, what it makes
Chips
me
and
feel
guac.
Yeah.
Chips and, yeah, exactly. It's just like,
Man, you can't go to Mexico
you
and not
cannot,
eat chips and
and
guac.
Yeah.
it's just so hard, but every year, it used to be where I was in final exams. Both my jobs used to get really busy.
Yeah.
It was like, when I got to make, I wasn't fit. I was in the worst shape of the year. And then adding 1 month of that, just like January was like, okay, back to the gym. And it's always been that cycle. But it's cool, like, because it is that, it's how you said, like, there's one moment, there's someone that will push you to, which you guys are for so many people, which is cool. Like, you as trainers and just being at the gym, like, I've seen you both at the gym, I've seen you, I don't know, like, I feel like that's what you are for this community.
Thank you.
And probably there was someone for you guys
Appreciate
that
that.
was that. Like, there was probably a trainer, or you went somewhere, like you said, you had your cousins that started getting.
Yeah.
There's someone always.
Yeah.
There's always someone, I think. Yeah.
I love that because it just kind of speaks that everyone is different, right? So for me, being a personal trainer and my passion is for fitness and health, I have no problem with going to the gym 5 times a week and lifting weights. Like, that is my happy time. I look forward to going to the gym every day. But at the same time, I have respect for people who have other passions and other priorities and other responsibilities. And I understand that for some people, getting to the gym is hard. And for some people, getting to the gym is not always fun or anything like that, right? So that's why I think it's important to implement something that is sustainable and that fits within your life. And finding something that you can do long-term sustainably without feeling like you're constantly going through a cycle of like, diet starts tomorrow, I'm gonna go to the gym 5 times next week. Because one thing that I see that's huge is people overwhelm themselves. So if they see someone going to the gym 5 days a week, they're like, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do exactly what they do, and they don't realize that each program needs to be individualized, and that what works for someone will definitely not work for someone else. What works for me is not what works for you. But at the same time, I think that the gym is a really good place for people to let go of everything else around them, use it as an outlet for any kind of stress that you have. The gym for me is so much more than just transforming my body physically, but it's about transforming it mentally too, and transforming my mind, letting go of the stresses that I have. And fitness and working out just does a lot more for people than just physical. That's what I like to talk about with my clients too, is like that it can improve your mood, it can improve your energy, it can improve the rest of your relationships and your career. If you're in a better mood, then those around you will notice that. And it can make you be more successful in other areas of your life too.
Yeah, one question I always ask my clients before we even get started is like, do you actually like going to the gym and lifting weights? If you don't enjoy that, if you have to force yourself to do that, I'm not gonna implement that program for you. And I would just work with them more on the nutrition side. But if they actually really love going to the gym and training and lifting weights, then that's when, you know, we can implement a training program. But if they don't like it, then I just encourage them to find something that they really like to do to, you know, to move.
be
If
active.
it's yoga, if it's playing basketball, if it's playing beach volleyball, like whatever it is, just be more active than you are right now, and you will see progress.
So speaking of extracurriculars, Clara, you enjoy volleyball. Is there anything else that you enjoyed doing on that side of the fence?
Anything, really. I honestly, like, I love all sports. So I play volleyball, I golf, not very well, but I like golfing.
Those for the majority of us.
Yeah. I ski. I just started spin class, which is super fun. I do yoga once a week. Force myself to go once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a ton of different stuff. My boyfriend and I, we are like very ADD, and we cannot sit still for any period of time really without like twitching or moving. So that's one thing that I always say to my clients too, same with Dawn, is like the gym isn't the only way to be fit and to live a lifestyle. that is healthy. There's so many different options, and it's just important to always try new things until you find the right fit for you, and that might change. And yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Don?
You know what? I enjoy doing pretty much like all sports, but it's hard to find time these days to really work other things in. Yeah, I mean, like I don't really discriminate against any sports out there. I used to be really big into basketball, but I just felt like every time I'd play ball, like intramurals, I'd get injured, and I'm like, this is just keeping me out of the. This is just keeping me out of the gym, and
Which is tough because that's your like you can't not
exactly.
be in the gym.
Yeah, and I don't want to be injured because I want to be healthy and I want to feel good. So I've really taken a step back from playing ball these last 9 years. So I'll just watch it now instead.
That's all right.
What's your sport? Yours, I'm sure it's basketball.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has
Who's your team?
their sport.
Raptors.
Okay, nice.
But
Good
I
answer.
mean, my favorite player is LeBron James. But
Oh no!
yeah, I mean, like it's interesting
shit.
these days, like what he's doing and where he's going. So I mean, I'm looking forward to the next NBA season. But Raptors is always going to be my team.
Okay.
We the North.
That's a weird.
That's a weird
It's been always been the kryptonite for the Raptors. So at least now the Raptors has a chance to go a little further.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your sport, Clara?
I actually,
Volleyball or no?
I love playing volleyball. I still play it. But in terms of like watching sports, I don't really watch a lot of sports besides the ones that my boyfriend forces me to watch. So I've gotten more involved with watching because of him, and it's actually funny because my favorite sport to watch now is baseball, but I do not play baseball.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
My girlfriend loves baseball. It's insane.
I love watching it. We just went to California and watched the Blue Jays series there.
Cool.
It
Where?
was so fun. In Anaheim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was sweet. We almost caught a ball, but no.
Yeah. Okay, from here now on, it's just like we understand now your business. You told us. Now it's a little bit more about you guys and what you like. A little bit of the one of questions I ask where it's gonna be here like is what's the one question in your industry that either you laugh a lot about or experiences with your clients or the one annoying question from like every industry has one. Like one question, let's say I'm a bartender, so I get this question a lot. I do a lot of catering bars, and I get this question normally from 19-year-old kids that are just like, hey dude, what's your most expensive drink? And I'm like, dude, like, I'm giving you beer. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not, like,
You're not gonna
everything's
order
just-
it.
Yeah, exactly. And then, or the like, give me the more like the drink with the
One with
most
most alcohol.
alcoholic content. I was like, dude, like, I have hard liquor. Like, that's gonna be it right now. There's a line there. What's for your industry? What you get that?
Whew.
That you just either laugh or you're like,
Yeah.
man, like,
Yeah.
That's so tough.
I mean, I get a lot of laughs. I don't know. I was actually having a coffee with a friend today, and what I was saying to her is like, it's so funny because sometimes we'll get inquiries, and for example, somebody may ask, hey, like I'm really looking to lose weight and just like get back to healthy eating. And I just want to look good for my vacation, but I don't want to compete or anything. I don't want to get jacked or I don't want to get big, but I just want to like lose some weight.
I've been trying for like 6 years to get big, and I want it to happen. So it takes a while.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite things from like women is like I don't want to get big, I don't want to get bulky,
I don't want to get bulky.
I don't want to get bulky, and it's like I'm waiting for the day when I wake up and I'm like feel bulky. I don't know.
I wish it was that easy,
Yeah.
and I think that there's just misinformation out there
There's
that
a lot of, yeah.
That was
You
the
know,
thing that I was gonna say.
like that. It's just like comes like that. Like you start lifting weights and you grow muscles like instantly. No, this stuff takes years,
Yeah.
and you like dedicate like a big part of your day to the way you eat and the way you move and just constantly like moving in that direction. Like it doesn't just happen overnight.
Because
That's
I'm
right.
sure you probably get a lot of hey, I'm going to Mexico in 1 month.
Yeah.
Dude, like,
I want to lose like 30 pounds.
Exactly. Like,
One of
I
my-
can see that happening a lot to
Yeah.
you guys.
I think it's just the misconceptions, right? Like the fitness industry is literally flooded with so many different messages, so many different diets, so many different, this is gonna get you to lose 10 pounds in a week. And the one thing about our society now is that it's so, like, people want things like this with everything. It's not just fitness, right? Everyone's used to having everything at like the fastest, like self-checkouts, like where you can pick up your groceries, like easy, fast, convenient, fast food. That's what people want, right? So that's what a lot of people look for in fitness. And like one thing that I say is like you can spend the rest of your life looking for the next quick fix, the next fastest solution, the next best thing, or you can actually just dedicate time to finding something that's sustainable and maintainable for you year round and ditch that mentality of there's the next best diet or the next best this, and just realize that no, it actually just takes hard work and being consistent. So finding something that you can do that in will get you a lot more success than looking for the fastest thing.
Or the next pill.
Yeah, exactly. So I never say that like you're gonna be guaranteed immediate results or anything like that, right? Because it's just simply not true. Some people see results faster than others, absolutely. But at the end of the day, actually just focusing on making a daily routine that you can be successful with will help you a lot more long term. And I never think that there are any like dumb questions, to be honest, because I think the both of us are very open to answering people's questions. And we've been there. Like I've asked dumb questions. My journey started with never having stepped foot in a gym and not having any idea about proper nutrition. So I always say like there are never any dumb questions.
Fair.
No, that's good.
I've got a question for you guys. Sponsorships. How is that world for you guys being at a higher level than most in terms of like brands looking for, you know, influencers or and that kind of stuff? Like what's been your experience with that?
I think that sponsorships are everywhere, and I am very lucky to be sponsored by a couple of different companies. And one thing that I always like to say is sponsorships are a part-time job, and you can tell the people that are sponsored that genuinely love the products that they're talking about, that genuinely love the merchandise that they're wearing. And then you can also tell the people that are posting just because they have to, or that are trying to get you to buy the next best thing, or anything like that, right? Sponsorships help grow myself as a brand as well as the companies that I'm sponsored by. So it's very important for me when I'm looking at companies that I want to work with, that I genuinely use and support and love their products. Otherwise, I would never recommend them to my followers. And I get asked a lot of the time, like, I'm sponsored by Magnum, and I get people saying, do you actually take Magnum? And I'm like, I am an open book. Like, I post everything on Instagram. Do you really think that I would post something that I don't actually believe in or genuinely take? And the same thing with people asking me, like, how do I get a sponsorship? So for me, with Magnum, I used their products for years before I ever applied to be sponsored by them. So yeah, I think that sponsorships are absolutely incredible opportunities, but I think that it's important when choosing sponsorships to make sure that you actually believe in that product that you're talking about. And then it's also easy to get saturated with sponsorships too. Because once you start building your brand and reputation, companies want you to promote their products, right? So it's kind of that fine line.
Yeah, I think it's really important that, you know, when you're looking at a sponsorship or, you know, if you've been approached, that you really take in consideration, like, that you're true to the product and the brand that you're about to join. it's got to be something that's in line with your values and your beliefs. You know, do you take those products yourself? If you don't, why are you recommending them to other people? So making sure that you're true to yourself, that's the most important thing for a sponsorship, in my opinion. Yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah.
So just making sure that you stay true to what you're about to promote to other people. Yeah.
How's your experience been? Have you had to go to particular events to represent sponsors?
Me, no. I'm actually unaffiliated with any kind of sponsorship, and yeah. So I actually kind of like don't mind that because I have the flexibility and the freedom to post whatever I want.
Right.
Right. You know, I can showcase different products that I'm using, and I don't have to be like, oh, am I stepping on somebody's toes?
Right.
I'm not taking anything away from being a sponsored athlete, but that's just my perspective on it. It just provides a little bit more freedom to post what you want, and I like having options. I like doing what I want to do and posting what I, you know, want. So
Fair.
yeah.
Fair. I was trying to think like, it's clothing brands, but you don't really wear much clothes. And
Well, yeah, I mean,
Just grenade
What are you
bars.
guys' favorite brands?
Waiting for
what,
that
what do you
grenade bar
like?
sponsor.
for brand, like clothing brands.
In general, like what you wear at the gym or what or
Well, okay, so first of all, let's start with just like clothing in general, like for street. I actually don't even buy a whole lot of clothes now because my girlfriend and her family, they own Main Street Clothing downtown on Victoria Street.
Right.
So I get hooked up all the time.
Damn,
So I
that's,
don't have a
that's,
need.
that's your sponsor. You got it.
Sponsored by
Main
Main
Street Clothing Company,
Damn.
huge supporter in my journey. So they take care of me like for streetwear, for dress wear. But when I'm in the gym, I like to rock Alpha Elite, which I am rocking right now, joggers and the tee.
I'm a big fan of the brand, and I saw you posted pictures with Christian Guzman.
Christian
I'm like, okay.
Guzman, yeah.
I follow his YouTube page for a few,
Yeah.
for almost like 6 months, 1 year, something
Yeah.
like that. Like puts out good stuff. Yeah, no, I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and Alpha Elite is a big brand that I wear. I also like to wear Aesthetic Revolution. So those are my two go-to brands.
Right.
What
How about
about
you?
For me, so I'm sponsored by Revival Apparel, which is a clothing company based out of Edmonton. And as of right now, they primarily have male apparel, so t-shirts, hats, and hoodies. So I wear a lot of their hats, but they are coming out with more apparel soon, so I'm excited for that. But for what I wear right now, it's pretty much Lululemon is my whole entire wardrobe slash addiction. And yeah, I like to order different clothing brands though, because there are so many fitness clothing companies out there. So I will order them and try them and let people know what I think about them. Just because online shopping's huge now. And I've definitely made some poor online shopping purchases that do not make it into my photos.
I think that's what I love about the fitness industry is like, if you're a professional in it, you can dress comfortably 24/7, and that's what I'm like. When we have to dress up, it's like, damn, like I've got one Lulu dress shirt and it treats
I don't
me
have
right.
anything, no.
But outside of that, I get here in like dress pants. I'm like, man, I'm putting on shorts for sure.
Yeah, I don't really miss the days where I had to like, wake up and throw on like my dress pants, my dress shirt, and the dress shoes and the belt, and then like make sure everything is like nice and ironed. And yeah, I got tired of that real quick. I'm so happy like it doesn't have to be like that anymore.
See, now I have like my gym Lulu and then like my fancy Lulu. So when Chris is like, we're going out for dinner, I'm like, okay, I'm putting on the fancy Lulu. Like,
That's it. That's amazing.
you have duplicates.
Yeah. Okay, what you guys go out? Do you guys get a drink? Like, how's that for you guys? Like, do you make time to, or is it always like if you're living a healthy lifestyle?
Yeah.
Nothing because I don't.
Yeah.
That's why just knowing like you guys like going out. Do you guys go outside of the city? Do you do it in the city?
Yeah.
What is it like? How's the
Yeah, I actually love going out downtown Kamloops. I'm not talking about like going out and getting like hammered at the bar,
Yeah.
but I like to go out to the restaurants in town.
Yeah,
I like having a drink, and that's kind of like the lifestyle that I promote, or because that's how I live. I mean, I understand how to actually fit alcohol into your lifestyle and make it work for you. There's a science to it still. Alcohol still contains calories. So you can find a way to implement it in someone's lifestyle, because let's be real here. People enjoy, being social, going out for dinner,
They will go
having
out
a
for
drink.
it, yeah.
So why are we taking that away from people's life? If they want to become healthy and stuff, like, let's find a way to make that work. And yeah, I love going downtown
What's
for
your favorite
dinner.
restaurant?
I've got a few favorites actually. Mitt's Kitchen is a big one for me. Peter's Pasta,
Nice. Carb
Terra
light.
Restaurant.
Nice.
Those are kind of like my top three. But
PDK.
Hello Toast.
Toast,
good too.
that's my favorite
Yeah,
restaurant.
and the coolest thing is I've actually have implemented a lot of these meal items from these restaurants into like a lot of my clients' plans.
Okay.
If my client is very on the go, and they like to go out and dine like that, like I want to make that work for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, so for me, when I first started getting into the gym and exercising more, I still went out on the weekends, and I actually found myself in a cycle that I think a lot of people get stuck in, which is trying to restrict themselves during the week, trying to undereat and trying to over-exercise, and then on the weekends completely losing all of their control because they like to be social, but they have it ingrained in their mind that having a drink is completely going off the handle, so you may as well have ice cream and you may as well eat out the whole weekend.
Right.
And then you start Monday off on not a very great foot, and then it's just a cycle of trying to make up for what you did in the weekend, losing control of the weekend, and then doing the same thing. So for me, one thing that I really enjoy doing now is teaching my clients how to make smart nutrition choices when they go out, and understanding that you have a choice with everything. From me working in restaurants, and I worked at Mitt's Kitchen for a long time, I always tell clients, like, restaurants are used to dietary restrictions, or even just making your own meal, saying like, I want this cooked with no oil. Like, that is nothing, no harm off of the cook's back or the chef's back, right? It's things that they're all very used to. I think that people are sometimes just embarrassed to order something off the menu or make changes or modifications. But I like to show people that it is possible and that you can learn to make smart choices and ask questions at restaurants. And then at the same time, going out and having one nice meal and enjoying time with friends or family or your loved ones will not hinder your success long term, because it doesn't matter what you do occasionally. It matters what you do consistently.
Right.
And there is, like working in the industry, I know that every place where I've worked, whoever works there, there's always someone that is fit, that is trying to get, that's healthy. You know what the 1 or 2 or 3 meals that are the healthy. I've always, the other day I went out and I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask what's a healthy option that you guys have. And I know that every restaurant, someone in there is either on a diet, or, and they know they want healthy. So that's the one thing that it's just like, go ask your server, ask whoever, they'll go to the kitchen and ask, hey man, like what's the healthy, like what's our healthy meal? Me working at Brown's, there's 2 dishes that I know, like, well, order it this and this way.
Right.
Take out the oil, ask for it to be cooked this way, get this chicken,
Yeah.
this is the way to do it. So there is options for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one thing I love about Kamloops too, is we do have so many amazing local restaurants that use local quality product, and the difference is in the food quality there, right? So you can go to the farmer's market and get great food. Like Hello Toast is an amazing option for good home cooked meals. Mitt's always does a lot of local things. Obviously Terra, Red Collar, like they all have awesome, amazing, healthy options. And there's, especially now, like menus are starting to put their calories on them, and just making people more aware of what they're eating too, right?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, Harrison, maybe you could roll. We'll start with Clara. Clara, you can give a rundown on what you got going on. Maybe not this month, maybe next month or 2 months got going on.
Okay. Well, a lot going on right now, and go. So I have a 6-week Shape Up challenge that starts on Monday. So I typically do anywhere between 3 and 4 fitness challenges throughout the year, and they're always announced on my Instagram or Facebook pages. And they are awesome accountability groups. And then I am starting a boot camp Monday nights at Ladies Only Fitness, which is downtown.
Cool.
I'm super excited about that.
Does that run for like a set period of time?
That's going to be running for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll see how that goes, but I'd like to do more of them in the winter time and fall.
Is this your first boot camp?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I run women's empowerment workshops as well. So usually every couple months, my friend Erica, who is also sponsored by Magnum, we travel to different cities and host these empowerment workshops. They're for women only, sorry guys. But they're just awesome days for like women to come together and kind of learn from each other and share our journeys and gain helpful tips and tricks of how to be successful. And then besides that, just online coaching.
Where can they find you online?
My website,
Nice, yeah.
which is clarashipfitness.com, Instagram, Clara_ship_fitness, or Facebook. I have a YouTube channel as well. It's turned a little dormant because I'm not very good at editing, but we're gonna pick that back up again soon.
Cool.
And yeah, that's about it, really.
Awesome. And yourself?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, we're winding down competition season right now. I had
So that's a thing?
competition season. Yeah, definitely. We've got one more show in the next 4 weeks here. It is in Toronto. It's called the IFBB Pro Qualifier for Naturals.
And what's next?
So it's a natural stream. Well, it's for the tested stream of athletes.
Okay.
So in
I
order
didn't
to
know there was
compete,
2 different streams.
there's 2 different streams.
Wow.
One is an open stream, and it's the non-tested stream. So it's basically for anybody that wants to compete, and it's very, very competitive. And then there's a tested stream, and that's for more geared towards people that are natural athletes. And so that's like the last show of the season, and then it gets into kind of like the fall competitive season, and then we kind of like start the cycle again.
Right.
And then the Olympia.
In the Olympia, September 13th to the 15th. I know we're both heading down there.
Where was that at?
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Damn.
So this will be
Nice.
our 3rd year.
Second.
Her second,
third.
my 3rd year
Yeah.
going down there. I'm unaffiliated with anybody, so I'm going down to just enjoy the expo and the experience of, and just be surrounded by fitness.
Yeah.
It's the highest level of competition and the main stage for bodybuilding. So I really love going down there, connecting with other people in the industry, and just having a good time in Vegas. So yeah, I mean, like, we've got competitive season coming to an end here. I've really been focusing on growing my team because I think it's a great way to just continue to grow yourself.
Yeah.
You help other people grow. They help you grow. Your brand grows. So I've got 2 other online coaches that are also on my team. Their names are Zach Bruce and Matt Law. And yeah, they've been incredible to work with, and really looking forward to doing more work with them. Zach is actually moving down to Kamloops in the next month, so we're going to be able to do a lot more work together now that he's finally here. And yeah, we've just got a lot of projects on the go, and I'm really excited to see what's to come.
Sick.
Yeah.
And where can people find you?
You can find me at, first of all, my Instagram, my personal Instagram, Don Carter Lamb. Or you could check out our business fitness account, DIY Body, on Instagram, and then our website, diybody.ca.
Dope.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Perfect, yeah.
Any last words?
So this is how we wrap it up. I know I can see you guys being the next big thing, not just in Kamloops. I can see you guys
Yeah, moving forward. for
being,
sure.
moving forward. I could potentially see you. I know the way I see people in the States, it's growing fast, it's growing quick. You guys are doing it. You guys are keep with your YouTube channels, with your like I feel like if you do it, like that's it. That's the way to do it. That's it. You guys are doing a great job with your website. I know more than one people when they saw it, like, oh, that's my trainer. I got a message. I went, nice. Like that's
Yeah.
cool.
Nice.
That's what when I see, and I know that eventually you guys will become bigger than Kamloops, bigger, and you will come back to this community to be like, okay, we're supported. We were here.
Yeah.
She's like, we were excited. We saw it. I don't know.
Thanks for being on the
good
show.
for it. Thank you.
Thanks for
this.
having
Yeah,
us.
thank you.
Cool.
So, here we go.
Well,
Wrap it up.
that does it. Thanks for
See you
tuning
later.
in. Thanks for being with us.
True, babe.
All love.
Bye.
Peace.
No.
Sick. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
thanks for
thank
having us,
you.
Chris. It's always good to chat, you know.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna try to hit this one, and we'll hit you guys up if you ever wanna come
Yeah, I
back.
think there'll be
We're-
follow-ups. We're gonna do
Always-
some like
always down to chat.
in-house
We can do
stuff.
like in-house workouts.